All right. Day one, Project New Man. We're out here at the park, one of my favorite parks. Just walked in the nature center, and today is day one of the Project New Man. And what we're talking about today is how to dial in your diet so that you can be successful, have the energy back, be productive, and reclaim your autonomy. Remember, we're snipping those puppet strings so that you can be your own master. And it starts with the food, because the food that you eat on a daily basis determines how you feel and how you think. And it's so profound, and it's the easiest, lowest hanging fruit that you can change. And so we're going to talk a few days about how we can change the food that we're eating. And day one, remember, it's about small, simple steps. Day one, we're just going to talk about how you're eating, the habits that you have around how you eat. And these habits have changed my life profoundly. I've been studying this for over 10 years. Like I said in the first video, I've had tremendous difficulties with my digestion, with my energy, with my stomach, and changing how I ate and these food eating habits, it completely changed the energy that I feel after I eat. And so this is what we're going to start to look at. And as we start to look at it, what you're going to see is, wow, I'm feeling a lot more energized. I'm feeling a lot more light. I'm feeling a lot more articulate. I'm not getting as drained. I'm not getting as upset. I'm not getting as frustrated. I'm not getting as moody. These mood swings a lot of the time can just be your colon, even 12 hours after you ate, trying to process all the junk. And you don't even make the link between the gas that you're having, the indigestion, the difficulty that your body's having digesting all that meat, all that bad bacteria that's fermenting in your gut, meat and sugar and all these chemicals. We're going to get into all the specifics of how to detox your body too. We're going to talk a little bit about intermittent fasting, and just really pay attention the next few days. Approach it with an open mind and really understand this is a very basic thing, but at the same time, this will change how you feel fundamentally, and you'll start to become more and more sensitive, and you'll say, wow, when I eat this kind of good food, I actually feel strong, energized, alive again. You're gonna sprout back to life just from changing how you eat the food and what you eat. So I really want you guys to lock in and really consider this very, very powerful. Understand the power of what you're eating. It's the life building process. It's the body building process. If not for the particular foods that we're eating, we wouldn't even have this body. And so it's a very profound, very difficult process for the body. And we want to make it as effective, efficient, and powerful as possible. Because I'm telling you, if you do not change how you eat, then you're shooting yourself in the foot, because every single day you're either eating food that's harming you and stealing your energy, you're just eating the garbage. We don't want to eat the garbage. You want to eat good food that will support you. You want to eat the food that will help you break free. This is the beginning. This is the low-hanging fruit. Especially if you're in this rut. Especially if you feel like you're kind of like dragging your butt. Especially if you feel like you have brain fog, especially if you feel like you wake up lethargic, especially if you feel like you get energy drains in the middle of the day and just want to take a nap, especially if you have mood swings, especially if you just feel like you don't have the energy that you want, and you can sense other people have this energy and this vibrance to them. You're not going to be able to compete as well. You're not going to be able to compete as well. So just focus in, actually respect these lessons. So what I want to dig into right now with you here today, as the sun is setting, is just a couple things. Our mission for today is just change a couple things about how you eat. And you might have to take a few days on altering these couple things about how you eat. Because for some of you, it's going to be much more difficult. And remember, the rewards are great, and the consequences are great too. So the first thing I always tell everybody to do is just get these few parameters in their life locked in. And when I see people do it, over the days and the weeks and the months, you just see this energy sprouting up, just blossoming up. They start losing fat. They start having more energy. They start looking more alive. They start sounding less like this. Their voice, it regains a lot of strength. So, number one is do a little bit of intermittent fasting, which means in between meals, have a certain amount of time to where you're actually hungry when you're gonna eat. Doesn't have to be ravenous hunger, but don't be snacking every single 1 hour, 2 hours, even 3 hours. Give your body time to digest that. Because what's happening is if you keep on just loading up the food, it's always in digestion mode and you never get to have the full rest for the digestive system. And the digestive system takes a lot of your energy. So even apart from just not eating too many snacks through the day and maybe having just 2 or 3 meals, what you can also do is do a little bit of intermittent fasting. And I'm sure you've heard about a lot of the benefits of intermittent fasting already, where all you have to do is wait 12 hours after your last meal and then eat. So that could look like you stop eating at 8 o'clock, or better yet, let's say 7. You stop eating at 7, and the next time you eat is 11 a.m. the next morning. It's not even hard, guys. And the benefits that you get here are very, very many, actually. You'll have more energy, you'll think clearer, you'll lose fat, you'll become leaner, especially if you start doing this for, I'd say, a few weeks. After a few weeks, you're gonna notice your face is looking more chiseled. Your stomach is looking more chiseled. You have more energy. Believe me, it is a very simple way to start increasing your energy and just increasing your vitality overall. And it's free. It's totally free. There's no reason why you can't do this. So that's why it's always the first step that I recommend to everybody. And don't make it a concrete rule that you have to follow 100% of the time. If you're really, really hungry and it's messing you up, you can eat before your 12 hours. You don't have to do 12. You can do 10. You can do 8. You can do 16. Just experiment with it. Every single day, try a new amount of hours for your fast. And what I want you to do is just notice how your body feels after a few days, after a few weeks. And listen, it doesn't even have to be every single day. There's a Hare Krishna guy over there with a harmonium singing. This is great. I gotta go talk to him after this. So just start practicing it on days where you can do it. And if you can't do it, no biggie, just do it the next day. All right, so let's move on. That's huge. Number 2, make sure that you don't eat within 4 hours before going to sleep. This is going to make a huge difference in your energy, not only at night, but the next day. So you're going to sleep at 11, make sure you finish eating by, what is it guys, 7. 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11. You have 4 hours. That means the food is gonna move out of your stomach into your small intestine. And so when you go to sleep, it's not gonna be stuck in your stomach, having trouble getting into the small intestine, causing lethargy and digestive upset and fermentation because it's not moving through the GI system as efficiently as it can. You really, really, really wanna make sure that you're on point about this and just start observing. Just start observing when you do these things, how you feel the next day. You'll notice you'll have so much more ease. When I follow this, I wake up easily, energized. When I don't follow this and I eat maybe 2 hours before bed, a little bit too much, I'll wake up and I'll just feel cranky and drained, and that feeling of, I really don't want to do this today. And that's a horrible way to start the day. And what I'll have to do is I'll have to exercise, meditate, do my affirmations, do the whole shebang for like 2 hours, and I'll get myself out of that low energy state to where I can be energized and feel like this powerful energy again, which is what the day really needs, what you really want. You just want to feel good during your day. So if you are gonna eat maybe 2 hours before bed, just make it a very small meal. Something that you can fit in kind of like overlapped palms like this, like a small plate. You should be okay if you do that 2 or 3 hours before bed. If it's only 2 hours, maybe even the size of a handful of food. Really, really small, guys. And the point here is not to try to be perfect, but the point is to really be conscious and reduce the amount of food you're eating before bed. Give your body the time to digest the food before bed. I'm telling you, you'll wake up the next day, your energy will be so much cleaner, and you'll start to naturally detox just by doing these two things. These two things I want you to start practicing. I'm not going to give you a third thing. These two things you start practicing, you'll start detoxing your body. You'll start feeling naturally, just easy energy, free energy. It's just from cleaning up your digestion process. It's just from cleaning up the digestion process, guys. It's that easy. It's just these two rules. Practice them, practice them, practice them. Be diligent, be serious about it. Especially if you're kind of like the heavier guy, this is going to help you so tremendously. It is such a big aid, especially if you're the bigger, heavier type guy. Now, a little bit of clarification. If you're a little bit more lean type of person like me, then you might find that you like eating smaller meals throughout the day. That's fine. We call that vata characteristics, body type, dosha in Ayurveda. So if you're that body type, we also call it a mesomorph. Then what you want to do is, it's okay to eat maybe 3 or 4 times throughout the day, but eat smaller meals and still follow the rule at night where you don't eat a lot before bed. And then when you wake up, feel free to do only maybe 10 or 12 hours of intermittent fasting. The guys who are bigger, have more fat, have more muscle, you guys should be thinking, okay, I can do a little bit more intermittent fasting. Maybe I can do 12 hours, maybe I can do 16 hours consistently, and that will help you a lot more. But guys who are just fast metabolism, thin, fast minds, fast bodies, it's okay if you eat a little bit more frequently. So that's why I want you guys to practice today. Remember, this is about energy. This is about your success. This is about your vitality. This is day one. I want you just to start experimenting with these things and noticing them. Put the value on paying attention to your food, your digestion, and your energy, and get all the details. Know thyself. Know all the little details of how your system responds with at least these two factors just today. And keep on practicing these, okay? Keep on practicing these. Know how your system responds. Know how your mind responds, your mood, and your body, and your energy. Know how you respond to people when you're doing these two guidelines versus when you're not. Observe the changes and really recognize the value in paying attention to your food, to your body, to your digestion, and to your energy. And we're going to continue through this series as we talk about these 5 pillars to breaking free, the 5 fundamental pillars that reclaim your energy so that you can feel like you're becoming your own master, so that you feel like you're not being puppeted by your impulses, your biological impulses. You'll start to have awareness over your ego gratification. You'll start to have awareness over the social conditioning that you've had, so that you won't just be this damn puppet, so that you will actually have the mental capacity, the meditative capacity, and the energy to start breaking free, having self-control, and taking back your life. This is the foundations of how you start to break free, build momentum, get out of that damn downward spiral, start building this natural upward spiral. It can start with just health, guys. It can start with just health and awareness. You gotta take it seriously, though. You really gotta take it seriously. Don't mess around with it. Value your body, value your mind, value your energy, value the food that you put into your body, and start paying more attention. It will pay so many dividends. So focus on these things. And for the people who already have this mastered, I want to give you one more, is that don't underestimate this. When you're eating, pay close attention to how the food is engaging with your system. That means paying attention to every single detail, the food combinations, how much you're eating. Be very conscious of how much you're eating, the food combinations, how fast you're eating, if you're chewing properly, if you're in a supportive environment for enjoying the meal, if you're surrounded by people and it's chaotic and your system is a little bit agitated. If you're feeling a little bit agitated as you eat, what can you do to calm down a little bit before you eat? Your attitude while you're eating. Start paying attention to all these things and nurturing a hygiene for consuming food with good emotions, a good attitude, a good environment, the proper pace of eating, the proper food, when you're eating, what you're eating at what time. Are you eating the heavier meal at noon where your digestion is strong? All these things make a profound impact on how the food interacts with your system and your energy. So these three things I want you to start to think about. These three things are the foundation of your dietary success. And it's just funny because you hear people talking about intermittent fasting. You don't hear people talking as much about not eating before bed and paying attention to all the details that go into what you're eating and making eating a meditation. Really meditating on the types of foods, everything we said. The type of sweet potato, where you bought the sweet potato, the freshness of the sweet potatoes that you're eating, the freshness of every kind of food, whether it's organic or not, the combination. There's so much that goes into it and it's worth paying attention to, okay? So experiment with this, start doing it every single day with as many meals as you can, be as conscious as you can. And you can enjoy the food more when you do this. It'll taste better. You'll start understanding how to prepare the food better. You'll understand which foods are fresher, where to buy fresher food. You'll start to enjoy the meal more because you'll be less stressed. You're not standing up, you're sitting down. You're in a nice ambiance. Maybe you light a candle. I love to light a candle when I eat. Make it a romantic thing, really enjoy it. Slow down. What's the rush? Enjoy your food. Without food, you'd be dead. Give it the proper value, honor it, and just enjoy it. Also notice, are you talking? Or are you just relaxed and consuming the food and being with the food? And notice what that does on your entire system. If you're just quiet and peaceful and with the food, how it integrates differently, how your energy is, and how much you can build this nice relationship with food, this romance, to where you're just eating and you're like, oh, I'm eating such non-garbage. I'm eating so little garbage now. You're just eating the highest quality food and it just becomes so amazing. And you'll feel so grateful for the food, which you should, which honestly we should. Not everybody has the opportunity to get such amazing food. So put the quality into your food, put the care into your food, and do these three things. Intermittent fasting, waiting between meals, not eating before bed, and meditating on your food. These three things are so powerful. Practice, practice, practice. Attention, attention, attention. And believe me, you'll start to know your system. You'll start to feel this free energy. All these things are free. All these things are free. And if you're not doing these basic things, you could be shooting yourself in the foot, even if you're eating organic, even if you're eating healthy. You have to be able to tell how the food is integrating with your body. Because not all healthy food is good for you at the same time for the same reasons. You have to be like an animal in the forest and know what to eat, when, why, how. Okay? Don't just buy into this marketer saying it's healthy, it's organic. Don't. You have to know how your own particular body responds to all these different foods. Fish, meat, nuts, wheat, dairy, etc., etc. Nuts, when I soak them, when I don't soak them. Grains, beans, lentils, which kinds of beans and lentils. So, don't get overwhelmed. All I'm saying is one step at a time. Start paying attention. You'll figure it all out as you go. And it's a great, great experience. There will be challenges. Some of you will feel challenged. You're going to have to break habits. You're going to have to stop eating before bed. So what do? Maybe start chewing on a cinnamon stick. Maybe start having some tea. Maybe have 1/2 to 1 cup of warm milk with turmeric and cinnamon an hour before bed. Curb the hunger away. You can chew on cloves. You can have cloves and honey tea. You can have chamomile tea, holy basil tea, ashwagandha tea. That's what I do. I just sip on that stuff. to make the process easier, because you might still be a little bit hungry before bed. All right, eat a banana an hour before bed. It's fine. That will digest quick. When it comes to the intermittent fasting, you can have herbs. You can have amla. You can have turmeric and neem. You can have honey with lemon water. Wake up in the morning and do all these things. You don't have to fast. Just eat. You can eat light. You can eat light in the morning until it comes your time to eat. You know, make it easy on yourself. Make it pleasant. You can have your herbs in the morning, have your creatine, have your health tonic in the morning, have your nootropics, have your ginseng in the morning, have some turmeric and neem in the morning, start cleansing everything, have amla and honey in the morning, start cleansing the system, and you're gonna feel like it makes it much easier. So think of ways to make it easier and easier on yourself. And when it comes to the meditating on the food when you eat, make it nice, make it romantic, make it beautiful, make it tasty. Pay attention as you cook, play music as you cook. Take your time, enjoy it. Treat yourself. Give yourself the dignity to have at least 30 minutes to sit down and eat a proper dinner. You know, if you're eating small in the morning and in the afternoon, it's fine, but give yourself some time at least once a day. Relax, man. Just relax and eat. And enjoy paying attention to the food. You know how much work went into getting you this food? All the farming, all the shipping, all the attention. If you had to grow this food yourself, you would appreciate it. You'd realize, oh my God, this is amazing. This food is God Himself. Think about it. This is Jonathan, Project Newman, Day 1. I'll see you tomorrow.